Gravel popped under the worn tires of my aging sedan as I rolled into the freight yard on the outskirts of Chillicothe, Ohio. The sun was slipping behind the horizon, painting the sky in burnt orange and deep copper tones. My battered old Honda looked pitiful next to the massive 18-wheelers scattered like sleeping titans across the lot, their chrome details reflecting the last light of day. But I wasn't here for style points. I was here for the money. $1,500 for 3 days of cargo delivery along a stretch of road known in local legend as Route 666, ending in a place called Black Hollow. The name alone had Reddit threads buzzing with supernatural horror stories. As the creator behind a YouTube channel called Rational Fear, where I investigated and debunked paranormal claims, this sounded like my perfect next feature. From haunted lighthouses to Sasquatch sightings, my channel had made a name, tearing holes in ghost tales with logic and a high-res camera. When I stumbled onto the online chatter about Route 666, accounts of strange disappearances, phantom travelers, and unsettling rituals, I knew I had struck narrative gold. And the bonus? A paycheck that would cover 2 months of rent if I lived cheap. Perfect. The dispatch building hit me with a cocktail of burnt coffee, diesel fumes, and stale smoke. The lights buzzed overhead, casting uneven shadows across a soothed room full of weathered faces and calloused hands. These were veteran drivers, men molded by asphalt and solitude, with stares sharp enough to strip paint off a wall. As I approached the front desk, the room fell quiet. Conversations paused. Eyes followed me with a mix of suspicion and disdain. I didn't fit in. My clean clothes, youthful face, and lack of visible road scars marked me as an outsider. "Another tourist," someone mumbled behind a styrofoam cup. "He'll be gone before nightfall." One driver, hand missing 2 fingers, looked me over and sneered. "Turn around while you can. That road eats greenhorns alive." I gave them a polite nod and ignored the warnings. I'd heard worse from believers who swore their basement was a portal to hell. It was all part of the job. Behind the counter sat Hank, the dispatcher. He looked like he'd been through every kind of hell the highway could offer. Deep-set wrinkles, sun-damaged skin, and eyes that had seen too much. Without a glance, he slid a sheet of yellowed paper toward me. The page was curled at the edges, stained with old coffee and fingerprints. "Follow these exactly," he said in a gravelly tone. "Live by 'em, you'll be fine. Ignore 'em, you won't be coming back." I picked up the paper and read the heading. "Home, even in daylight." Something that made the dog whimper and the mirrors crack for no damn reason. She took a steadying breath and wiped her eyes roughly with the back of her hand. "Tommy left a journal. I didn't find it until it was too late. He wrote about the road, about the rules, about her. Said she was always in the corner of the mirror, smiling." A chill rippled down my spine. "Her?" I asked, my voice suddenly dry. Marge nodded slowly. "The hitchhiker? She's the worst of them. Most of the others, they haunt the road, but she follows, picks the ones that break the rules or think they're above them. Appears in reflections, in dreams, in voices that sound like your own thoughts until they aren't." She leaned forward, voice almost conspiratorial. "You didn't stop for her, did you?" I shook my head. "No, I remembered the rule." Marge looked visibly relieved. "Good, but that doesn't mean you're safe. Not yet. First time's just the invitation. She wants to see who'll notice, who'll follow the rules, who'll be fun to break later." My fingers unconsciously curled around the edge of the steel cross in my pocket. I wanted to dismiss all of this, chalk it up to grief, to folklore, to the town's apparent obsession with keeping the myth alive. But that laugh, that giggle, it hadn't felt like something made up. What about the others, I asked. The other rules? What happens if... Marge held up a hand. Don't test them. Don't even ask. The ones who do, don't get a second run. I sat in silence for a moment, the diner's buzz fading into the background hum of a town steeped in secrets. Whatever was happening on Route 666, it wasn't just urban legend. Too many people believed, too many people had seen something, and too many came back changed. If they came back at all. I'm driving it again tonight, I finally said. Any advice? Marge's eyes darkened. Drive like your soul depends on it. Because it does. You'll want to talk to Reynolds, he said finally, sliding the clipboard aside. He's waiting in his office. The room was still silent as I walked toward the hallway. The other drivers stepped aside, parting like a solemn congregation. Some nodded with something like respect. Others just stared. The ones who'd warned me before, who knew. They looked at me with haunted recognition, like I'd joined an exclusive club you only enter through hell. Reynolds was standing at the window when I entered his office, back to me, watching the lot through half-drawn blinds. You made it. I did. Twice. Once was a mistake. Twice was insanity. He turned, eyes narrowing slightly. And now, I'm done. Whatever's out there, watcher, cult, ghosts, whatever name you want to give it, I don't need to understand it, but I do believe it now. The rules work. The stories are real. And if you keep sending people down that road, you're sending them to die. Reynolds studied me in silence for a long moment, then nodded slowly. You've earned your transfer. Paperwork will be on your desk by tomorrow. That easy? His eyes hardened. Kid, we don't force anyone to take Route 666. We just don't stop them either. You're not the first to come back, but you're the first to come back and still want out. Most get obsessed, need answers, need closure. You've seen enough. I left the office with my transfer confirmed and the weight of 2 nights' worth of horror trailing behind me like smoke. But that night, even in a new motel far from Route 666, sleep didn't come easily. I kept hearing the hymn, seeing the watcher's void face behind my eyelids, smelling burning flesh where the cross had seared my chest. I knew the road wasn't done with me. Not yet, but for now, I'd survived, and that would have to be enough.